Namaste and welcome to Sri and Kira Exploring the Mysteries.
Oh, and we are exploring so many mysteries today. And welcome, beloved ones. Our heart reaches out to your heart. Wherever you are tuning in, we thank you for being here right now in a truly extraordinary moment. We have so much to share today, including how these kind of pillory torches of light are igniting everywhere and for everyone. So we first want to give a great big shout out to the big torches that are standing over there at tfrlive.com. Namaste. Welcome. We love you. And of course, over at onenesstalkradio.com, where you can also jump into a chat room. You can listen to us. And if you scroll down on the page, you can even watch us. But remember, if you do that, you want to turn up your volume because you get to set the level you enjoy. And then, Sri, where else are we broadcasting today?
Over at the Oneness Talk Radio Facebook page and the Oneness Talk Radio YouTube channel. So have a look around, pick your favorite place and stay there.
And of course, last but not least, very beautiful, all the affiliates that carry this show, including iHeart. We love you. Thank you so kindly for supporting Explore the Mysteries. Now, you know, today is a day we're going to dive into something very, very significant and very, very empowering. And I want to share that it looks like our lines are filling up pretty fast here, but remember,
there's still room.
There's room, and you can get into the call board 517-208-1500. Again, that's 517-208-1500, and you do get to listen to the show while you're holding. So jump on in. We'd always love to connect with you. Sri, I just want to, as I'm taking a breath, I really, with all my heart, I know that for everyone that was with us this morning for our Mastery Mentorship ceremony, the divine directors came in.
Yes.
There was a lot of other information shared.
Yes.
I want to just give a bow to all of you that have downloaded our app, Spiritual Mastery with Sri and Kira. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. What we all did together this morning, I'm still in the energy of, and blessed to be able to bring that energy into this show, into this community, into this extraordinary moment right now. So to all of you that have downloaded Sri and Kira, our Spiritual Mastery app at Apple or Android, thank you for doing the work. You know, let's not forget that according to the 7 aspects of the polarities of free will, 2019 and its ascended energy is the year of passionate action. And that really plays out when you look at everything that's been happening in this year.
Well, passion can express in lots of ways, can it not?
Absolutely.
And so passionate action, from our perspective, is that action that you take that is aligned with your heart, that is aligned with your creative expression, your mission, your authenticity. It's not aligned in reaction to or seeking to change anything. It's seeking to express that which is whole and wonderful for you. And of course, you will have an effect on others. But the key...
Oh, yes, for sure.
But the key with passionate action is your heart is primary.
Yes.
Your guidance is primary.
Yes.
And use that as the impetus to which to express yourself into the world.
Oh, we are sincerely rolling with that one, Sri. And, you know, we want to share a little bit more. Now, hopefully, you have already tuned into our monthly revelations. It's right at official Sri and Kira over at YouTube. It is also on the homepage at sriandkira.com. Please, if you have not tuned in with that, do so, because one of the greatest gifts of this moment that is awakened for everyone is that we're each having an opportunity, and I'm going to kind of, I don't know if you guys can see this graphic that well, but see that beautiful blue jewel? That's an encrusted blue jewel bracelet on the wrist of this beautiful one who is waking up holding the torch high. And when we hold the torch high, you notice all the illumination energy and all of the birds flying and all of the recognitions. Well, this is what's so important to recognize, is that we have been gifted with a very rare moment where we have the opportunity to sincerely give ourselves this peek behind the veil. And it's irrespective of whether or not you think you're even doing it. It doesn't matter if you believe in it. This is the moment, because September is a mastery month of what? awareness, right? At the pulse beat of all these energies is always this trinity of awareness, experience, choice. It's basically the pyramid of the density experience. It's the pyramid of awakening. It's the energies that cycle us through everything, right? So that's why this trinity energy is so profound. So having just come from August into this September moment, we are now at this moment of awareness. And that has come in, I think, simultaneously, Shri, with this torch ignition. And it's a very empowered moment, guys.
You know, the torch is symbolic in so many ways. The torch is a light that will guide you. The torch is a protection against forces of darkness. And for the month of September, the torch is very much qualified by the divine wisdom that flows through you.
Yeah.
Wisdom is indeed the ultimate guidance system, is it not? You know, for your earth walk, we can listen to the admonitions of others. We can listen to our own mind's guidance. But when it really gets to feeling that we are living in alignment with our power, our authentic power, we must call forward the wisdom, and we must trust it. You know, trust is another one of those magic words. When we trust, the guidance that's coming forward, when we trust the divine flow that's around us, even though circumstances may appear that they're not quite shaping up the way we had hoped, they may be shaping up in the way that we need.
And usually they are. And that comes when remember that the overarching energy of this September, let's kind of back this up a minute and walk into where we're going here. And Shri, I just want to mention, I was peeking over at the chat and they're saying that the volume is very low on YouTube. I don't know if there's anything we can do about that or not, but I am just letting everybody know I'm doing my best. We will do whatever we can. So let's see. What do I go on to see them? I hit the link. Do I hit live shows? Okay, can somebody in the chat room help someone with the technical stuff?
Or just go to the bottom of the homepage.
Yeah, right here at Oneness Talk Radio. If you're chatting, just scroll to the bottom of the homepage at Oneness Talk Radio, and you can watch us right there. But if you want to go to YouTube, today we are broadcasting at Oneness Talk Radio at YouTube. If you want to just listen, then there's a listen button right here at Oneness Talk Radio as well. Okay, so I want to get back to one of these other issues that are happening, which is that this month of September, entering into this awareness moment, basically means that this cloak of invisibility, this is the way the divine directors have described it, that this cloak of invisibility that we've all been wearing, every single being. I want you to hear this. This isn't just a particular being or a particular person. Everyone has kind of been wandering through their own forest of illusion. So breathe that in. Everyone has been wandering through their own forest of illusion. And when we can look at that as a collective experience, then we can expand through that experience with greater tenacity, with greater joy, with greater community. And so what's happening is that as we recognize that we are dancing up through this illusionary experience, then we are indeed growing our cloak. And this is important to understand. And tomorrow we're going to talk all about this. But the reason I want you to hear this right now is because we have all created our own boundaries. Each of us. And what happens is that, imagine, and I was talking about this a little bit during another show, it's very much about, what was that? The Jim Carrey movie, Why Do I Keep Forgetting
Truman.
It? That's it, Truman Show. I keep forgetting the name, forgive me. And so we're also hearing sound is just fine on YouTube. And Shri just checked too, so thank you. And so when we realize that's our awareness. So in other words, when we get to this moment and that light ignites,
whoosh.
Whoosh, right? That's what awareness is. And think about it. We go through these ever-refining cycles of awareness every 3 months and every 3 years and every 3 decades, every 3 centuries, every 3 millennia. And so we are currently in a very profound moment. And this is one of the things that I'll be explaining when we do the soul charting in October, is how these moments have layered, how these symphonic energies have expanded beyond. This is how we lift and hold open these higher frequencies. So that brings us right back to, how are we keeping these higher frequencies open? How are we keeping ourselves, remember September, the bridge from the 5th to the 7th, 7th to 9th, or are you going to really enjoy bridging the 3rd and 4th? There are a lot of people that are really enjoying that this month. Here's your secret. Can you hold that torch of light high, knowing that torch has just been waiting for you to remember it's even there? And this is that torch that is the awareness moment of September. September, I love it. When I was younger, and we used to go to these huge concerts, and of course it was a massive thing that you were so excited about. We used lighters, right? And you'd be in there with the lighter and
burning your thumb.
Right, burning. Right now, I think they use electric lights, but we were rowdy. We used our lighters. This is what that is. This is our Woodstock moment. This is our whatever generation that equates to you moment. This is the moment for all of us to come together at the greatest concert ever played, the divine harmony of our soul's songs, holding each of our lights ignited, knowing that we are the bridge of light, recognizing that, wait a minute, this shit's really true, right? And forgive me, but that's what this is about, guys. It's about saying yes to you. Yes to you. And when you do that, that's when the cloak pops up. And I call it like a flap, like a tent flap in the wind, because the wind of wisdom has been flapping at you a long time, right? And often we go, oh, the wind, let me put my hat on, right?
Yeah,
let me hide from the wind, whereas the wind of wisdom is actually what's waking us up right now. And sometimes the wind can be profound, right? Wind is also our breath. And so when that wind of wisdom is coming around you right now, you're going to see that flap in the distance. And that's when we crack open that illusion. That's when we go beyond the illusion. That's
decloaking.
That's decloaking. And we are all collectively doing it. So it's pretty exciting, huh?
Absolutely.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
As we talk about the process, it's important to recognize that everybody is doing what they know how to do. You're doing the best you can, given your knowledge, given your experience, given the stress you're under. It's an intersection of all these forces.
So true.
And yet there's always a little wisdom inside that says there's more. There's something more coming. This is not a criticism. This is the voice of encouragement.
Ignition.
The voice of ignition. And one of the things that's come more present for me that I want to share is, to me, I am measuring myself more by what's coming than what has passed. So often we say, well, I'm doing better than before.
So I want to interrupt you. What's the measure? We're going to dialogue on this, guys. I'm like, really? What are you measuring? So help me.
What I'm measuring is that part of me that would seek to either doubt, or the part of me that seeks to judge myself.
So are you measuring or are you witnessing?
Witnessing is a better term.
Well, no, but is it accurate? Because I think that this is an important conversation.
The key here, I appreciate it, because there is a component of self-judgment.
Exactly.
In the measuring.
You guys tracking with this, right? All right.
And the evolving piece that I notice inside of myself is that when I look at what is coming, I find it is more inspiring to me than to look at what has been and seek to judge myself in comparison to what was. For me, the judgment only is triggered when I compare to the past, not when I compare to the future. That's just my...
Paramahansa Yogananda, all judgment kills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so whenever that arises, it's an opportunity to use that awareness to say what's really going on, as Kira just delightfully stimulated that. What's really going on? Are you judging or are you witnessing? And that's a wonderful, wonderful point.
Well, and Shri, I appreciate what you're sharing, because as I'm witnessing what you're sharing right now, I'm also gazing at that saying, okay, so how I experience what you were sharing about what I'm seeing here is certainly a more creative. It feels to me like you're in an active creation phase. And that makes sense because let's not forget that September is going to have this extraordinary equinox. You know, down here in Ecuador, the equinox this year is all about feminine energy. It's all about birth. We're actually making anklets of seeds, and we're all going to be dancing into the seeds and putting everything
energy
together. All of you that are joining us for Cosmic Origins, and hey, join us for a Cosmic Origins. And if you're a group leader and you want us to put on a special Cosmic Origins for your group, we will. We've already had several groups ask if they can bring their group to do a Cosmic Origins together, and the answer is yes.
Certainly.
So please go to TosaBlueMountain.com. We are open and filling, thank you, and excited. So Shri, as we move into this moment, as we move into this creation moment, which was what I really was sensing you were talking about, because when you're saying what
like
I'm
everything,
seeing,
there's kind of layers.
Well, exactly, and this is what September is about. September is this bridging. So I think what you were just sharing felt very much to me like an experience of someone who's currently bridging third to fifth and saying, I'm aware of this physical experience, and then I'm aware that there's this fourth stuff that's really doing its best to distract me. Because remember, my loves, this is all distraction. It's everything you see playing on the world stage. Everything you see that is trying to stop you from being you is pure distraction. And can I just drop a midge in that for a moment?
I love it.
I'm going to drop a spoon and stir that tea for a second, guys. Hold on. Pause. Stir tea. Okay. Here's what I'm going to stir with. There is, and through the blessing of the divine directors, and I'm seeing lots of you talking in the chat over here about this morning's ceremony. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, I'm not. You who are with us this morning know that I am still in this morning. But what's so beautiful is as I'm stirring our little tea right here, is that let's just bring a hand to our heart. And I want to share something with you that is intended for awareness only, okay? And so remember that when we're receiving something in the energy of awareness only, we're receiving it with an open heart and a recognition of a transmission of shared experience. Does that make sense? Okay. I want to mention two little things. 5 and a G. Okay. And for those of you watching me, I think I drew it backwards. I don't know. So the reason I want to share this with you is that we have been given a lot of information about this. We have actually been in development to assist all of humanity with this over the past 4 months. We have not talked about it, but we are going to start talking about it. We're actually going to be producing a video all about this coming out later this month. We've also been working on a documentary that will hopefully come out early next year because we need to go to Bhutan to finish it. And so the reason I'm mentioning this, guys, is there's going to be more and more and more conversation around this. There's going to be lots of distraction energy around this. There's going to be lots of fear energy around this. And so what's important to recognize in this month of taking off your cloak of invisibility is that when you say yes to broadening your experience, and when you're consciously aware that the limits were your own and love that and be aware of them, then you will be on the other side of the experience floating in that seventh dimensional wonderland. And why is this so important to understand, and how does this tie into 5G? Because the 5G frequency is indeed a weapon, and I'm not talking about in density at all. Okay, let that if you start engaging all of the paranoia and all of the complexity of the many different myriads of density, you absolutely will get trapped there. Be careful. Be careful. And because remember, this fourth dimension and third dimension right now are really working hard to do that. We are no longer in the battle for the dominion of your brain. We are in the battle for the dominion of your soul. Right. And so really take that in. And I don't want that to frighten you. The gift is for it to empower you. Because you know how you get out of the battle? You don't play. You don't engage. It's really that simple, yet it's that challenging, isn't it? Because you want to engage. Come on, you like surfing the internet. You like the drama. And until you can recognize and see that drama for the toxicity it is to your soul's beautiful, bright, illuminated. Imagine sitting a wide-eyed, beautiful newborn who's holding your hand and so happy and snuggly to be with you, and then pelting them with toxicity. That's what you're doing to yourself. That's what your soul is. So the 5G thing is real in that realm, meaning there are already, I've been feeling them, and that's what got Sri and I working on this a while ago. I've been unable to go to town a lot lately. As a matter of fact, I went twice this week and passed out both times. The frequency is being already free. It's already around the planet, guys. Don't let them tell you it's not all the way in yet. Trust me, it's like 99.9%. It's like the final click is going in. So they're targeting here. It's going to be thyroid, pituitary, all this. It's going to be this. And these frequencies are going to be pummeling you 24 hours a day. Why is that? Because to those who have already said yes to density, it's going to feel calming. It's going to make them feel empowered and calm in their rage and in their justified judgment, no matter what it is.
Yeah, they're not going to be bothered by these higher frequency messages or energies. So think about it. If you take your fifth, sixth, and seventh chakras and you truncate their capacity to receive, what you're left with is the lower chakra system, including the heart, which is of great service within density and at every level. But it is a way of compressing density and making it more kind of comfy to those within it.
Right.
It is also a way of putting a lid on the ability to reach out and up and commune with clarity in the higher frequencies.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but making it much more difficult.
Well, no, nearly impossible. I think is very accurate. Right. I mean, that's the intention. The intention is that unless you've already become so in your torch that you won't be able, you won't even remember you have a torch. And that's why it is such a beautiful month, because all of us are being given an opportunity to claim our mastery awareness. All of us are being given an opportunity to see. I mean, I have to share with you, I already see where my own boundaries were. And I'm already starting to say, okay, if I'm gonna live it, I gotta live it, right? So we're all in our moment. We are all in our saying, okay, this is the moment to hold that torch high. And so, Sri, I'm looking over here at the call board, and it is magnificently huge. And let's just take a moment. And what did I do? What did Kira Ra do? Hold on.
Outside of that. Okay.
Let Sri do that. Shri's going to do the call board. I'm not going near it because you're all so beautiful and I don't want to hurt anything. So, Shri, you pick. I'm not even looking. You say, whose energy's calling today? Well, okay, I think we're going to go. Well, no, now I'm being called. I don't know. I don't want to, I'm never going to pretend.
All right, I tell you what,
pick.
We're going to Kansas City.
Yes, that's perfect. And I mean, I love you, Kansas. And is this the best moment ever to know that we're not in Kansas anymore? I mean, and coming back. So hello, beautiful Kansas.
Say
welcome.
Hello. Hey, dear. Okay, well, I don't see you talking.
Okay, all right. We did see you for a second, so
right.
Okay, we'll come back to you later. Where are we going now? We're going to go to Iowa. Okay, hi, Iowa.
Hello.
Hi, namaste.
Can you?
We
Yes.
can.
Namaste. Wow, I did not expect that. That's typically how it works.
Yes, it is. Welcome to the moment of an awareness, right?
No, absolutely. And I truly love what you were speaking of, and I'll take just a little bit of time here. It's an interesting journey of awakening when in the beginning, some people try to bypass and just think positively. Some people stay in the story when they address what's coming up for them. And then some people, we dive deeper. And what I've discovered more recently really is it's not useful for me, at least, to dive deeper.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, my love, I on that note, I suspect you won't be diving deeper right now. And thank you for sharing. And I'm so sorry. Our call board's kind of
has a mind of its own
today.
here.
Yeah, but we love you, honey. Namaste. All right, let's try somebody else, Sri. Let's go. Hey, let's go up to Ohio. Hey, Ohio. It looks like it's Monica.
Hey, dear.
Hello.
Namaste. Hi, sweetheart. Hi.
Namaste. I'm so happy to talk with you, Sri and Kira.
And we're happy to connect with you, my love.
Yes, truly joyful. And I was wondering if you might be offering me a mini soul meeting, meeting. Can we have a mini soul meeting?
You know, I like the mini soul meeting
Mini
a
meetings.
lot. I like that a lot.
I think we should have many meetings.
Many meetings. Yeah, say that 5 times fast, right? Well, my angel, first of all, I just want to share with you that Shri and I are so grateful for you. You know, it was just yesterday I said to Shri, I really needed to get in touch with you and share with you how appreciative I am, because you were the one that introduced us to Jim at Epoch Lasers and got this whole thing started that has now manifested the new clinic. And so we're very, very excited about that. And so first, before I would do anything, I must stop and say thank you for being you. So thank you for being you.
Well, you're very welcome. And you know, it all starts with you and Sri.
Oh, bless your heart. Oh, well.
The miracle team and the healing light, it's just coming back home all to you. That's all.
Oh, well, it's coming back home to all of us. And that's the blessing, right? Together we are better. And, you know, it's funny. Today I was sharing with the miracle team earlier how this Moldavite here, I'm going to lean in so everybody can see it. You see that, guys? That is you see that tree? Now it's reflecting the background. Wow, guys.
That's because it's green.
Okay, this is actually a piece of pure, clear green Moldavite that was carved into the shape of an eye. I have it set in a 18-karat gold circle, and this is the same band. And I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see how thick it is. You see that? You see the depth? I got to go back a little bit. All right, tell me, Shri. Okay, so Monica, why was I just doing that during your mini soul meeting? Because everything around you is saying it is time for you to ignite the window of your soul. They're saying throw open the doors. And they're saying that no matter how much you think you have moved forward, there's still this piece that you are holding back. And that to remember that you are an infinitely divine being of extraordinary light, weaving a tapestry of love throughout the universe. Sit now in this tapestry and relax into it as a hammock in the breeze. And as you do, the gentle ocean energy will come back to you and restore through the tones of the universe. And so it is.
Ooh, that sounds like coming home. I love it. Thank you.
We love you too, sweetheart.
Many
blessings. Namaste. I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm out of breath. And I do want to just give a quick shout out over at TFR. I believe we're already in, never mind.
We'll say hello to them
we'll
when
say
they come
hi
back
to them
from their
at
commercial.
the top of the hour. And so why don't we take another beautiful being? Why don't we go to Pueblo, Colorado, it looks like, Shri. There we are.
Right.
Hey, Pueblo, Colorado. Namaste.
Hello, Shri and Kira, my beloveds. I want to thank you so much for the ceremony this morning, our community, our miracle team. It was amazing. I stayed in the energy after our ceremony and really particularly had the intention of lifting this veil and this cloak, and I went straight into really doing the trauma release and the forgiveness that I just learned from Shri, so I bow to you too. And I feel like I released a piece that is thousands of years old. And I just feel so light and just wonderful. But my question is there any wisdom in navigating this now moving forward and leaving this past pattern trauma behind?
Wow. Well, first of all, I need to recuperate just from the energy of being connected with you as you were sharing. You are radiant. You are just radiant, Angel. I don't know that I've ever had the joy of basking in this much beauty with you before. So here's what they were sharing. At the very end, as you were sharing, I found my hands were kind of like this. And what they were telling me was that it's time for you to channel the radiance of your heart. And they were putting it into my hands and then like as the torch, right? It's like it's time for you. The radiance of your heart is the torch, not any wounded pieces, not any unempowered pieces, not any fragments, the radiance. And right now they're saying, scoop it up. It's bountiful. Enjoy it. I'm scooping. I'm like, wow, thank you, Donna. So just, you know, and they're saying that, and for all of you that are watching too, if you put your hands up around your chest area like this, and my hands are out, so, and it's just like, and what's happening is I feel a heat coming in through my high heart, so you might want to feel right around your high heart, and I'm feeling this power-filled, radiant light coming out, and then coming back into my hands. And they're saying yes, yes, yes. And then I really feel like I'm almost dissolving into this beautiful pillar of light that you're seeing, Ashri and I have shared with today. So I think the answer to you is you're dissolving into your pillar of light, which means allow the gift to be and illuminate even more. That's how we illuminate the world, so, and beyond. So thank you, my love. What a gift to be with you today.
Thank you so much. I love you both.
Oh, we love you, honey. Namaste. And hey, here we are back over at TFR Live. We want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. While you guys were out enjoying your commercials, we were sharing with some of our beautiful callers. Remember, you can call us 517-208-1500. And Shree, before we dive into any more callers right now, I think it's important to chat a little bit more about this, the distraction energy that is also being harvested. You know, this month, there's two particular moments this month. One of them is coming right up this coming Wednesday. And we're going to talk a lot more about that tomorrow as well, September 10th. September 10th is a big day. It's a really big day this month. And the reason being is it's a moment of coming together. So the 10th is almost like, so if you look at the 30 days in September, right? You've got the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th. Those are going to be, if I was to say, the Trinity moments. So the 10th is going to be like our mini cycle within. The 10th is going to be the awareness of the awareness. So if there is any little thing that's still kind of cloaking around you, it's going to start revealing more and more. It's going to start coming forward. It might already be in motion, but it's all going to come forward on the 10th. And then on the 20th, right there at the moment as we're entering into the equinox energy that weekend, and the equinox itself is its own separate thing, but on the 20th, it's going to be the experience of the awareness. And then on the 30th, we're going to hit the choice of the awareness as we all move in collectively to a deeply profound experience October. So this is a really potent moment.
It is. And these cycles, and now we're talking about a cycle within the greater cycle.
Wow, my heart, you guys feel that?
Yeah. The cycles tend to also offer a momentum. And that momentum to folks that are aligned and committed with the energy of density could bring forward events and circumstances that trigger a greater fuel for density. And those are usually fear-based events that do that. Then for people that are firmly committed to the path of authenticity, to the path of their upliftment, you're going to notice how your consciousness goes through these kind of cyclical moments.
And that's kind of the bridge. Yeah. Because you're bridging and bridging and bridging. And so, yeah, it's very much like that.
And that these moments become fuel for your wisdom. Yeah. So never forget that you are sovereign, that everything that is happening with you, through you, as you, is part of your piece of that disco ball of reality that we're all sharing. That we're all reflecting light, and we're all doing it in our own colorations, our own ways.
Yes, we are. We're twinkling.
And that as you gain the feedback, as you pay attention, as your awareness informs you, the wisdom grows. And as the wisdom grows, your stability becomes greater. And as your stability becomes greater, your trust to take big leaps becomes greater, and the whole thing fuels the positive path.
Boy does it. And you know Shree, I just wanted to really quickly put up, here it is, guys. So if you're watching us, I just put up again, I know that we are a broken record with this, but remember that we are in this bridging moment. So as you gaze at this graphic, let me just show it to you again, and I'm going to describe it if you're not watching, if you're just listening. So this is a picture of angels that are kind of evolving from and through each other. And the first one there, as we begin at the lower part of this graphic, says third dimension. And in the third dimension, we absolutely can witness ourselves. We can absolutely be a witness. As a matter of fact, this is the very popular witness stuff that's taught. It's very much about becoming the witness within density to navigate density even more. And it's a phenomenal, wonderful process. And then In the fifth dimension, when we consciously lift, we become the witnesser. And the witnesser in the fifth dimension is the one who first evolves compassion. And Shri and I have been mentioning this, and I think we might have put it in our video as well. And this month we're asking everyone, regardless of what your personal spiritual traditions are, to really send the energy of loving compassion and appreciation to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We see a very complex moment in front of him this month, and so we are all sending him our love and compassion, and it is extending out through the universe. And that is when you know, by the way, that you really are in fifth dimensional frequency. When your heart melts any sense of pain into the compassion of the experience. And through that melting, we lift into the seventh. And you see how that bridge, if you look at this as bridges, right? So we have the third to the fifth, but then we have the fifth to the seventh. And if you even look at the seventh to the ninth, the biggest bridge is the fifth to the seventh. Now, why is that? Because in the seventh dimension, we begin witnessing ourselves as the witnesser. And this is where judgment melts. This is where we sincerely embrace that oneness recognition of the allness experience. And then, of course, we can lift up again where we become the witness of it all. So I wanted to just kind of touch into that, because that is what removing the cloak is offering as this bridge energy of awareness has been gifted. This is, it really feels like a gift. It feels like, because it doesn't matter. This isn't about levels of attainment or anything like that. This is just about being open to the experience.
And oftentimes we have moments where the witnesser and the witness become, everything opens up perhaps quite quickly. We can call those peak experiences or a spiritual alignment. There's a variety of ways to experience that. And one of my favorites is doing breath work before it tends to open. At least that's my experience. The thing I want to say is that every time we open, we receive a greater infusion. And that infusion isn't just about light. It is an infusion of truth. Yes. It is an infusion or an alignment with the greater context, meaning the creative fabric of the universe. You want the greater context? How about we align with the creative fabric of the universe?
I love that.
Those moments then inform that part of you that is still hanging on to a stability that really maybe no longer serves.
Oh, that could very well be. Yep.
And this is part and parcel of the teeter-totter of the experience we have as we grow. It used to be said that you take a step forward, 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. I don't see that anymore. I see a teeter-totter. I see we step forward, we get to lean into what is more open and what's more precious, positive, and aligned, and then somehow circumstances pull us back for a moment, but we know where we're going now. And the key is to lean into that, not try to bring that into the past, meaning into density or denser. You don't need to bring that in. What we need to do is spring forward. Hey, let's reset our clocks.
Well, and in many ways we are getting ready to do that, aren't we? I mean, it really is very much about that. And that's what awareness does for us. Awareness is a conscious choice. And what was August? Remember, August was choice. And so now here we are in this awareness, and it's really an opportunity to say, am I ready to go to the next level? Because the next level is already here. The question is, are you willing to say yes, right? And that's really the blessing. And tomorrow during our show, our entire show is going to be about what happens when you do take off the cloak of invisibility. There are things that happen, guys, and there are some things that you're going to see that you're going to go, whoa, maybe I want that cloak back on. And that's all about tomorrow's show. Today is about the recognition that your torch of illumination, right there, right? And you see how this is all about, you have to call it. It's your torch. You are the illuminated warrior of light. This torch has always been there. In this moment, as everything is going to be calling to distract you, and as we head into our first mini cycle of awareness, remember, it's going to be September 10th, September 20th, September 30th. And so September 10 is going to be that first moment of true awareness within the awareness. Everything's going to come together that day. September 20th is going to be the experience of the awareness expansion. really expanding, like a moment to not only have known that the cloak is gone, but to really blow it so far away, there's a whole new landscape in front of you, and a big moment. And September 30th is going to bring us to the choice that this awareness has brought forward. And why is that so important? Because October is a month of profound experience. And the way that the energies are lining up in October, we're talking about things that we might not have ever experienced in our lifetime, over and above some of these other ancillary energies that are happening. All are kind of lining up for an October experience, and that can be really exciting and exhilarating, right? Or it can be terrifying. The question is, what are you willing to experience? Are you willing to experience a level of success you've never experienced before? That's October. Are you willing to experience a level of despair you've never experienced before? That could be October. And so that's why September's torch matters. Don't you think?
Wow, I love the way you phrase that. The thing about it is listening to this power and the dark night energies. Remember, duality defines the third dimension.
Absolutely.
It doesn't
and it doesn't exist without
you.
It. Exactly.
It will impact your experience while in form, because your form begins in the third dimension. As your consciousness lifts, the duality becomes more of a roadshow than a reality. And it's the duality does not need to define your consciousness or your identity. It's simply something that you navigate, like the seasons of time. So when we talk about a dark night, remember that every dark night is a springboard to an illuminated recognition.
Oh, absolutely.
Every dark night is a springboard. And so get in there and suffer and do what you got to do, but because you're burning away something, you're releasing something, you're discovering that even though the ego mind wants to doubt and fear, there's something essential. There's a light inside of you that is your empowered essence, and you will find it again. In every dark night. It's like the corner of the flap of the tent.
I was just going to say that, because remember that how this whole tent metaphor came to be is that's exactly how the divine director showed this to me. I literally saw myself, and I also have seen other people in readings since then who were also doing the same thing, covered like this and looking out. And as a matter of fact, I want to go to a caller right now. I want to go to Boise, Idaho. I hope this is who I think it is. Hey, Boise, Idaho.
Hi, this is Jerry.
Yay! I was pretty sure it was Jerry, because I was like, wait a minute. I cannot keep having this conversation unless I bring Jerry in. So thank you for being here now.
Well, you bet. So I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on something good. I missed the Miracle Team ceremony this morning for the first time in 10 years.
Oh my God!
And so I want to make sure it wasn't my unconscious fear that sent the warning email to a different email address.
Wow!
And I want to check what I need to get.
Well, Jerry, I will share this with you. You're at a choice moment. And yes, as a matter of fact, as you know, lately we've been doing these ensoulments, these spontaneous ensoulments. Well, today we announced the new free clinic we're working on with the Indigenous and how that came to be. Today we shared pictures of the lineage holder Temescal and the energies that are coming in there. Today we celebrated a lot of other extraordinary gifts, and our ceremony, I have yet to really listen to it. I don't remember it. Maybe you want to share, Sri, but I know over in the chat at Oneness Talk Radio, people were still talking about it. It was an attunement. I think it was an actual attunement, Jerry. Okay. And so, yeah.
Well, the good news is you just tonight
go to your app.
Go to the
right?
app and you can hit replay.
And you can watch it tonight in your app. And you know what? You're going to watch it at the perfect time, because the energy I'm getting is that it's like your left brain needed to know that it wasn't about you being afraid. It wasn't about anything else other than a demonstration of your tenacity to say yes. And they're saying that's the bigger message here, to just keep saying yes, stay with it. They're saying it will, all they want me to tell you right now is it will resolve. Stay with it. I love you.
Okay. Oh, I love you too. Well, I did get the last 3 minutes, and that was enough to open up a portal of floating. So it was beautiful. So thank you. I'll get the rest on the app. Love you both.
We love you, honey. Namaste. Yeah, namaste. Well, you know, I'm loving this because it was so funny as I was talking about this and about being in the forest and watching the flap come up on that cloak or dome. They were actually calling it like a dome because there's the personal cloak, but then there's their environmental cloak.
Right.
So what does that mean? We really all are carrying two. It's a two-level thing, which is why we're going to talk about this a lot tomorrow on the show. There is the cloak we wear around ourselves that even lets us look. And then there is the greater experience of our illusion that we have created, where the boundaries that have been set, we created. So when that wind of wisdom, when that cosmic wind of the universe starts flapping that tent way out in the horizon, and you see that light come forward, you stand with the light of illumination as the torch that is your way, and you will never find yourself in that dark night again. And I think that's the experience, is that when we do bridge from the 5th to the 7th, it's not that you won't have the experience of the dark night. What you will have is the illumination that comes now because of it. Because as you're walking through it, you are literally aware that you're walking through it. You are witnessing yourself walking through it. The witnesser is witnessing the witness walking through it. And that's when it frees you.
Yeah.
So you can never walk alone or dark again.
It's kind of like a good movie.
Yeah, yes, it is. And we are all co-creating this story as it goes. Now, Sri, speaking of co-creation, what a beautiful call board here. Should we say hello? Should we go? Where do you want to go? We have so many people here.
I think we can head to New York or Georgia or...
Okay, well, right here. Is that New York, it looks like? I think this is New York. Namaste. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my God, I can't believe I got through to you guys. I'm going to start crying.
Oh, honey.
Namaste.
Namaste.
How are you two?
We are just so happy to be with you, sweetheart.
Thank you. My name is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
I just wanted to say that I'm so grateful to both of you. And I just do like a Sri and Kira immersion, kind of. I'm doing your... navigating the inner matrix now,
Yes.
and
Good for you.
I'm holding the torch. I'm
Yes,
letting
you
it burn me up, and you guys just help me a lot. And I'm sorry I'm emotional, but I just have such gratitude for what both of you do. And I want to say, Sri, that you're healing me with your male energy, which I need. And both of you make me laugh all the time, and that's where I'm getting your joy from that you talk about. And I'm rising, and I hope I can make you proud of me. And I need both of you. So thank you. And could you do a soul reading?
Oh, it's my honor. Are you kidding, my love? It is my honor. It is absolutely my honor. Now, I want to... Go ahead.
No, I sound like I'm gushing, but I don't know how to express. You're anchoring me, and I'm doing the work, but I need to rise, and you're helping me. I'm really thanking you.
Well, I want you to feel that return to you 1,000-fold, because, one of the things as you're sharing with me right now, and one of the things that I am loving is that Archangel Zadkiel is all around you. You have this massive violet flame of transmutation, and Zadkiel, I've never seen Zadkiel, and it's funny, Zadkiel is reflecting in 12 different forms, because you're resonating with both the number 3 and the 12, and of course, what is the 12? The 1 plus the 2 is the 3 again. And so you've got this powerful energy all around you, and they all keep saying the same thing. You already have the key opened. It is the sincerity of your search. It is the love you carry within, and it is the presence that you are finally allowing to be shown that will continue the miracles unfolding in your life. And Archangel Zadkiel, I'm watching this energy of violet portal, wings, come right around you right now. I want you to just relax. Just breathe. And it's so beautiful. They're saying with every step you are moving forward, have no doubt. And so it is.
Thank you. And I just want to let you know that any time that I have engaged with you, I always get signs. It's incredible. I hear it in my ears. I have pictures where there's an orb near your face on the computer. I get license plates. I can't even begin. So I know they want me to commune with you, and I'm grateful for you, and I'm going to sign off because I'm just going to keep telling you how much I love you. So.
Well, you're making us cry,
We
and
love
they're
you
tears
too.
of joy. And thank you, my
Okay.
angel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, both of you. God bless you.
And you too,
Bye.
my love. Namaste. You know, I want to share that as she was sharing that, my heart was just saying, and right back at you 1,000-fold,
yeah.
because when we all pay attention to the signs, we're being shown that we're ready. And so whenever we are ready, the flow will continue. And this is very symbolic around the lifting of the cloak, because when we create our own boundaries, when we recognize we've created our own boundaries, then we can really begin to expand them. We can really begin to walk through them. And it gives us an opportunity to align with these flows that were always there. The flow has always been there. It's just about remembering we are flow. We are a pillar of light, right?
And I love how she was sharing that she's listening to her guidance.
Yes.
Because oftentimes, you know, the journey is one step after the next, is it not?
Yes.
And while our mind may say, oh, I want the goal, I want the ultimate destination, the fact of the matter is it's much kinder and appropriate that we move with the pace that is appropriate for the shift that you must embrace. The shift includes releasing that which is holding you back. It includes resolving that which you have might have an open-ended contract somewhere that needs to be resolved. And then it has to do with the embrace of what is to be. So we release, we resolve, and we embrace, and we go through this process. And it's your process.
Now I want you to take that in. Release, resolve, embrace. Really just feel that.
Yeah, I do.
I know he does, right?
And so, you know, the journey is so.
I want the light coming out of my head.
There you
I
are.
like that. I
You're
think
in
that's
the
pretty
top.
cool. I like that right
Oh,
there.
the color shift. Here
Yeah,
we go.
fun. Okay, sorry guys. I was having fun.
Well, listen, as we're winding down the show today, we want to remind you a little bit that the 7 polarities.
The 7 polarities of free will. You know, when Sri and I were working with the divine directors on the September revelations, they were the ones that poked me and said, go back and look at this. And I did. And I went back and I looked at it, and I kid you not, guys, even though Sri and I taught it, it was like I was reading it for the very first
There's
time.
always layers.
Oh my gosh. And so I immediately ran to Sri and I said, we have to make this available right now. It has to be really affordable. There has to be a fair energy exchange. So the divine director said 911, right? Because remember, 910 is going to be that first landmark. And then between the 10th and the 20th will be that next. So until September 11th, which is next Thursday, go to ShriandKira.com, grab the 7 Polarities of Free Will Home Study Program for $11 or buy it for a friend or whatever. But please give yourself, it's 2 home study sessions. It'll take a total of maybe 2.5, 3 hours of your time. It is worth the time. Yeah. It will help illuminate you for the journey that's going on in September, because I can't stress enough again. Sri and I are going to be putting out a video about the 5G. I will also kind of share, I'm very excited. We have been working with Indigenous women's co-ops, and we are actually in the midst of prototyping bona fide 5G protection for the throat and the head. So we'll be talking more about that later this month. But give yourself the gift of recognizing that the distraction is here only because the co-creative master that you are is here. If you were not already this awake, the distraction would not need to rise. Mm-hmm. So it's the very presence of that which seeks to take you away that verifies you're here. How fun is that? I love that.
Well, yes, yeah, absolutely. And you know, each and every month presents opportunities, and the opportunity before us right now in September is an ever-increasing awareness and ever-refining wisdom, and to recognize that the turbulence or the seeming turbulence of the outer world is just that, it's seeming.
Right. No, that's very true. It's a distraction.
And you can... Distractions can be momentary. because you recognize them for what they are.
Well, they can be learning opportunities.
Or if you need the learning,
Right.
they'll become a diversion.
Right.
So the distraction will pull you in, and the next thing you know, it's sort of like that dream you go into when you're trying to meditate. You know, you're sitting there going, "I'm meditating, I'm breathing," and the next thing you know,
Do you do that?
You're all in some story, and that's what happens. The key is that you notice that you're doing it. You notice that I am distracted.
Right.
I am in the middle of a diversion, and you
Right.
call back your presence. So your entire life is your meditation, beloved ones.
It is.
It
I love
is.
that, Sri. I love that, Sri. And hey, guys, I just want to share with you that as we have been diving into this cloak of invisibility and this dome of invisibility, and what it's going to really mean and what's going to really happen as that keeps revealing itself, please join us tomorrow at Sri and Kira Live, the Voice of Passionate Action. Our show is live at noon Pacific time at bbsradio.com, at onenesstalkradio.com, and over in YouTube at official Sri and Kira, and of course all of our Facebook and syndicated shows as well. And the reason I'm mentioning this now is because we are at a moment where, whether you see it or not, your tent flap is already being blown by wisdom, right? It's just happening, guys. And so when you gaze over there and you see that light, what are you doing about it? And are you aware of it? Because like it or not, this torch is yours to carry, and it's not heavy. As a matter of fact, the moment you connect with this power of light, with this pillar of light, you lift. It becomes a moment of incredible upliftment. And in that enlightened state, all of the solutions present themselves because you've lifted into the compassion of the fifth dimension. You've risen into the lack of judgment of the seventh. And as you peak at the ninth, you recognize the blessing of the third. It's a beautiful cycle, and we have so much more to share.
Oh, I just love that. And to be in that place of the divine reflection, the ascended living, we are all part of this grand consciousness that is, you're getting to personalize it. And as you personalize it, you learn. And as you learn, you release the need to personalize it. And it's a wonderful cycle of returning to oneness.
Yes,
And
yes,
so,
yes.
beloved ones, enjoy the cycle.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And speaking of cycles, until we have the joy of being live with you again.
Tomorrow or next week.
Noon Pacific time at Sri Akira Live. Until we have that joy of this divine interaction, may you breathe deeply. May you trust. And may you know that all is truly well.
Namaste.
Namaste.